Hi guys, welcome back to Alex's Life 101. So here is part two of planning to quinceañeras. So in the other video, part one, I was talking about Yurita's quince. For this video, I will be talking about Yaretzi's, my little sister. So it all started off after Yurita's quince. So I started planning in December for Yaretzi's quince. So then, but then before that, I had heard rumors that my dad was supposed to be gonna make a quince for her. I was like, okay, like let me know if you need help. I'll help you out. Like, just give me a call or whatever, and then I'll try to see if I can help you out. So then that was supposed to be going on, but I was like, in my head, I was like, I don't think my dad's gonna make that quince, so I'll start planning it little by little. But before that, like, I'll actually find out if my dad will have a quince for her or not. So my dad supposedly said that her quince was gonna be in April. I was like, okay, like that's fine, like just let me know. And then so comes April and nothing happens. No party, no quince, nothing. So I was like, okay, like I'm working, I'll pay. I didn't have a budget for her quince. I was pretty much paying it like from every paycheck that I was getting from work. So then I called Etsy. I was like, hey, like I'm planning a quince for you, but you gotta let me know what day you want it and what colors you're gonna have, the dress that you're gonna want or that you're gonna choose. And so she's like, okay, like I'll let you know. I'll give you a call because she was living here in Vegas at the time and I was living in St. George. And so she starts looking at dresses and she finds this black charro dress, black and silver charro dress. But it was here and it was actually inside a store. So I come to Vegas one weekend and she's like, "Hey, like let's go see the dress. I want to show you the dress that I seen." So then we go to the store, we go inside. I get greeted by the lady and we ask her about the dress that Yuretsi had seen. So she tells us, "Well, if it fits her, I'll give you a discount. If it doesn't, then I can't give you a discount." And I was like, "Well, how much is it?" She's like, "It's 1,500." I was like, "Damn!" Like in my head, I was thinking about it. I was like, "That is a little too pricey for just a dress that she's gonna wear just for one night for a few hours." Then so she tried they gave her the option to try it on, so she decides to try it on. She tries it on and it doesn't fit her. So then after that, I talked to the lady and I was like how much was the discount gonna be? And she's like, oh, well, it was only gonna be $100 off, and it was just the dress, nothing else, no ramo, no crown, no heels, nothing. I was like, yeah, no, that's a little too pricey for a dress that she's only gonna wear for a few hours for one night. So she decides, she's like, okay, like I'll look for a different one. She wanted to go for a purple one, a dark purple. So she sees the picture online, but we couldn't find that dress anywhere in any store. So I was like, she was for sure wanting that dress. And I was like, well, what if you don't like it? What if it doesn't turn out the way it's supposed to be, what it looks like? Because you know that's how it happens. Like a lot of dresses don't turn out the way that they are in pictures a lot. So she's like, yeah, you're right. Like, why am I gonna get a dress that I seen online that I don't know if it's gonna look the same in person or not? So I told her, oh, so she then decides to look for another one. She goes for red. I was like, okay, like just that's the night I left back to St. George because I had to go to work. And I was like, well, then give me a call or send me a picture of the dress that you see or that you like. So then she goes online and then she finds this one beautiful red charro dress, the one that she actually chose. And I was like, okay, like I'll go talk to the lady where we got Yuritsa's dress from to see if they have it in stock or if we have to order it or what like what's gonna happen. So then I go talk to the lady the next day and I show her a picture of the dress that my sister sent me. And she's like, oh yeah, we have that in a catalog, but you have to order it, and you have to order it at least. She had told me 4 to 5 months before the quince. I was like, okay, like, can I see it in the catalog? So she shows me it in the catalog, and it's exactly how she wants it, the same color, different, a little bit of different designs on it, but it was the same colors that she wanted, the picture that she had sent me. So I was like, okay, like, let me talk to the padrinos first to see if they're gonna, if they agree with the price. And I was like, well, then how much is the price? And she's like, oh, well, it's, back then I don't exactly remember how much it was, but it was in between $800 to $900, and it came with the corona, it came with the photo album, it came with the signature book, and it came with this box where you put in the birthday cards and gift cards that they give you. And I was like, perfect, like that's even. She wanted to give me more, but I was like, that's all I really just need. Like I don't need anything else. I have everything else. And so I didn't need the cojines because she wasn't gonna have a church. She wasn't gonna go to church. So I was like, perfect. Let me talk to the padrinos. I called the padrinos and they agreed. Yes, they said yes. But a few months go by and I kind of like, we kind of left the dress for the very end because I was like, my head was everywhere else. And I was pretty much the only one doing it by myself. I was doing all the planning by myself pretty much. So I start looking for the salones. I start asking everywhere like the prices and the times and everything like that. And a lot of them I didn't really like because the majority of the salones in St. George are till they let you stay till 11 o'clock at night. So I was like, yeah, and I don't really like that. It's gonna finish early, and I wanted to like the party to continue a little bit longer. I was asking everywhere, and they were all there at the same time. So I was like, you know what, screw it. Like I'll just have to find one that's cheap but good, like fancy at the same time. So then I go to the Washington Community Rec Center, and a lot of there's been people who throw quinces inside the gym. So I asked them for the prices for the gym, and they said it was $200 an hour, and I was like, well, isn't there like a certain package that you guys can give me? And they're like, oh no, well it's $200 an hour, and then you also have to pay for the tables, the chairs, and the tablecloths. And I was like, no, it's gonna turn out a little too pricey. So they recommend me another one that's in the same place, and it was a reception hall. So they went to go take me to go look at it. I look at it, and there was big space. It was beautiful. So then they tell me, oh, this one's gonna be $600 for 12 hours, and the tables and the tablecloths are included in it. And I was like, that's even better. Like, so then before that though, before I looked at the salon, I called back your Etsy once I found the dress, and I told her, I was like, well, I need the date. I need to know what date you want. She wanted to do it in September or October, and I was like, why don't you just? But before that, I looked at the calendar, and I had seen that the 27th, her August 27th was on a Saturday. So I was like, why don't we just have it on your birthday, August 27th? And she's like, okay, like she agreed to it. And so I go to the salon and I tell them, well, it's going to be on August 27th. Is that date available? And they're like, yes, it is. So they asked for $100 down payment. I gave them 150, and then I was going to start paying it out of my paychecks. So then I had that set, and then I started looking for the DJs. I found this DJ for $400. He charged me $400 for 7 hours, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was 7 hours. And I was like, good, like that's not too expensive. And he's really known in St. George. So I got him. I set the date with him, signed the contract, and started paying him off too. Then I started looking for a photographer, which I couldn't really find because a lot of them were too pricey. And so I found this one photographer who used to live out in Cedar City at the time. She charged me $200 for the whole entire day, for the whole entire event. I was like, okay, that's perfect. It's cheap, and it was only just pictures. Like that's all I really just wanted is pictures, because everybody else was gonna be taking like videos. So I got her, and then I started looking for somebody to make the cake. I couldn't find anybody to make the cake. Well, I did, but they were all pricey, and I was talking to my aunt about it, who was my boss at the time when I was working at the restaurant. She agreed to make the cake, and she didn't charge us for it, which I really appreciate. The cake was bomb. It was good. So then I got that done. I started getting the centerpieces ready. I started buying everything that I needed to get little by little. And then I started looking for somebody to serve food. So I contacted the same guy that served the tacos for my other sister's quince, and he did it for the same price. And I didn't want to serve. I was gonna serve the food at the reception at the rec center, but then I was like, it's gonna be. Then it's not gonna be a lot of work. It was just gonna be a lot of like cleaning up to do. Because when I went to go get the salon, they told me that if I stayed too long after 11, that they were gonna charge me. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna serve the food somewhere else. I decided to go for the JC Snow Park in front of Fiesta Fun. I go get the permit for that. It was only $50. So I was able to serve the food there and paid him off. Actually, my aunt was the one that actually paid him off. She's the one that paid for the food. So I got that done, and I didn't have anybody to do her hair and makeup. So then my sister Yurita agrees to do her makeup. I go to this one peluqueria, this beauty salon, and they agreed to do her hair. She had to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning to get her hair done. So the day of the event comes. I get up early in the morning. My aunt takes my sister to get dropped off so she can start doing her hair. And meanwhile, all that was going on, I was at home getting everything all gathered together so I wouldn't forget anything. So then after that, your Etsy gets home. I go to the park. I do a little bit of decorating and wait for the taquero to get there. I come back home. I get dressed. Your Etsy was not done. They weren't doing her makeup yet, and I was like, hey, you guys need to hurry up. Like it's already 11 o'clock in the morning. The food starts at 2. I don't know how long this makeup is gonna take because she still has to put on her dress, and so she was barely eating breakfast. And she's like, yeah, like after I'm done with my sister was like, after I'm done eating, I'll start on her makeup. So then I go back to the park, and 2 o'clock comes when the food was gonna start getting served. The guests started arriving, and so your Etsy wasn't there yet. So I call your Etsy, and I'm like, hey, like what's taking you guys so long? And like, you guys need to hurry up. People are already here. So she's like, oh well, we're putting on my dress right now, and we'll be there soon. I was like, okay. I got that done. And then I started greeting the guests as they were arriving. And then Yuretsi gets there. She wanted a limo at the time, but I wasn't gonna be able to get her one because I wasn't gonna get paid on time. So then my dad's friend agrees to let us use her red Hummer. And I was like, perfect, like that's gonna suit, it's gonna like fit it because she has a red dress and so on and so forth. So she gets there, she gets off, I go get her, and she starts greeting the guests. They all say hi, take pictures. We start taking pictures, family pictures, and then I leave at 3:30 back to my house because I had forgotten some stuff that I needed for the salon. I had forgotten her muñeca and all that. So then I leave. I get to my house, and once I got there, I got a call from the DJ. The DJ calls me and he's like, "Hey, the doors aren't open yet, and I gotta set up, and there's we only have about half an hour left until the guests start arriving. I was like, what's going, like, are you serious? Like, are you sure the doors are locked? He's like, yeah, they're locked. I checked the doors and they're locked. So then I was like, okay, let me give you a call back. I called the rec center and I told them, I was like, hey, like, why do you guys have the doors locked? I have the DJ waiting outside and I only have half an hour to set up. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, I had to lock the doors because we didn't want people coming through there. I didn't want anything to get stolen. So I was like, okay, like, well, I need you guys to go and lock the door, please. They go and lock the door. The DJ starts setting up. And my sister calls me. She gets there before I do. And she calls me and she's like, hey, like, nothing is set up yet. The tables and the chairs are where they're supposed to be at, but there's no tablecloths or anything on them. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I was like, already on my way. I was like, I'm on my way. Just don't touch anything. Leave it all as is. I get there. I see nothing, no tablecloths, nothing. So then I'm all like, why is nothing set up? So my friend, the one that was driving the Hummer, she helps me start putting tablecloths on the tables and the centerpieces. The centerpieces didn't actually really turn out the way I wanted them to. So it was a vase, a glass vase with the flower, the rose was supposed to be sitting down at the bottom of the water with the light and rocks. And I guess that roses didn't end up staying on the bottom. They ended up floating to the top. They still turned out nice no matter what. So then I get all of that set up. I start putting up a few decorations, and then the guests. Before that, we had to practice the dances one more time before everything else. Before everybody started getting there, because we weren't able to practice the dances at the salon. So we started practicing a little bit. We got the steps down, and guests started arriving. So I started greeting the guests, and then I had a surprise for my little sister as well because her friends that live here in Vegas were gonna go show up. So the guests started arriving. I started greeting them. I sat them down, or they sat down, and I started like I didn't serve any. I didn't have any snacks or anything like that for them to snack on, but I had sodas and water and everything like that for them, so they can drink. So then I call Uretzi out an hour later, and I told her I was like, "Hey, I have a surprise for you. Come outside." She goes outside and she sees her friends. She gets excited. They start taking more pictures, and it's time for me to present her. So I present her. We walk in. The everybody was clapping, and then it was after that. It was time for the father daughter dance, the change of the heels, and then the father daughter dance, and the crown and everything like that. So they change her heels, they put on her crown, and then my dad they do the father daughter dance, and then we wanted to do something special with my uncle too, because my uncle is like a second father for her, so she danced with my uncle as well, and then it was time for mine and her dance. It wasn't really I wouldn't want to say it was really a valse. It was just like a brother sister dance that we had, and then we mixed it up a little bit. We danced the first song, and then we had another song, and then we went back to the first song again to finish it all off. It was time for the baile sorpresa. We do, we start as soon as the song starts. My cousin was messing up on some of the steps, but mind you, though, she didn't, she had to learn the steps last minute because the other girl that was supposed to be in it wasn't able to be in it at all. She wasn't able to go to the event. So my cousin, I see with my cousin messing up a little bit, and in my head, I'm just like, it's fine. She didn't really know the steps that much. She got the majority of the steps down though, but the first few steps she kind of messed up on. But other than that, it turned out great. Then it was time for us to cut the cake. She cuts the cake, the one that my aunt had made, and it was really good. And then after that, it was time to party. Everybody just danced, had a great night, saw a lot of people. To be honest, I didn't expect a lot of people to show up that night because I only had invited a few people, and it was supposedly like in my mind it was supposed to be a little party, a little like family party, friends party, whatever. But kind of close to the end of the night, I see a lot more people that I really didn't know arriving, and I was like, wow, like this is more than I expected. She got a whole bunch of gifts and everything like that. The party was a complete success, and I appreciate everybody from the bottom of my heart who helped me in the process of planning her quince. It was stressful, yes. Planning two quinces is stressful, but this last quince for my little sister was even more stressful because I was doing all the planning by myself. And other than that, it turned out great. I thank everybody who helped me plan both of those quinces, who helped me in the process of it. Um, it was, to this day, I remember it, and my sisters remember it as well. And it just to see the when those days arrived, like to see their smile on their faces, made me happy. Like it made me feel better about myself because at the end of the day, their dreams, we were able to make their dreams come true. So I see now I just see the pictures, I see the memories, videos, and it always just puts a smile on my face to see that we were able to make their dreams come true because they've always dreamt of having one. A lot of people say it's easy to plan a party that big, but it really isn't. It's really stressful. It's waste spending a lot of money, and at the end of the day, what really counts, well, like I've told people, it doesn't matter how much you spend on a party. What really matters the most is the memories that you guys are gonna have at the end. The memories are what counts the most because the memories are gonna stay there forever. And money comes and goes, but memories don't. Yeah, other than that, I thank everybody from the bottom of my heart for helping me plan those two quinceañeras. And I know it's been a while now, but it's still good to remember. Memories are always going to be there. But I want you guys to comment down below and ask questions because I'm probably the next videos or two are going to be with my sisters. So I want you guys to ask us questions, what you guys want to know about us, and what you guys want, like how to introduce ourselves a little bit more, like get to know us a little bit better. I know a lot of you guys already know us, but there's people out there who want to get to know us even more. So if you guys have any questions, please comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. I will be uploading a few more videos and let me know what you guys think about those videos and the videos that were already uploaded before. And also, if you guys want me to talk about different topics, let me know down in the comment section below as well. Um, but other than that, I wish you guys the best. Be safe out there. Stay safe, especially with everything that's been going on, this pandemic and this new president getting elected. But I wish you guys the best. Have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video.